As an Indian woman, and I wanted to ask you, what makes you the most proud about your culture?
Representing India itself is a huge honor. Well, back in India, we traditionally greet each other by saying Namaskaram. And Namaskaram literally translates as the light in me welcomes the light in you. And I think this is a beautiful word really to showcase how much we value respect in our culture. Respect not only towards each other but also the planet that we live in. And I think when we speak of respect, most Indians believe that the one uniting force that exists in the world is energy. The same energy that's in you is the same energy that's in me, and it's the same energy that's in the world really. And it's this energy that drives us to really be participants, meaningful participants in life who respect the planet that we live in. And even when we look back at our traditional practices in India, right? Everything, right from our traditional practice of eating from a banana leaf to our practice of bucket water baths, which in fact conserve precious water. And even our clothing, in fact, our clothing is all about natural dyes, organic cotton and handlooms, all of which is just very respectful for the planet. And these ideas might be ancient, right? But I think the idea of a sustainable, conscious planet is in fact very modern. It's something that we should totally adopt in our daily lifestyle. And when we speak of sustainability, another thing that I'm suddenly reminded of is that in Hindi, we have the same word for yesterday and tomorrow. And what this basically tries to tell us is that time is a circle. Everything that we do today is in fact going to impact our tomorrow. And I think it's this value of sustainability that I really treasure deep inside of me. India is really a melting pot of cultures, diversity. There's so much wisdom and sensitivity that my culture carries, and it's this concept of sustainability that I treasure and hold very close to my heart.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I've visited India with Miss World quite a few times, so everything that you're talking about I've seen firsthand, and it truly is beautiful. I'm so glad that you're so proud of your home and of your culture. Thank you so much, India. Your question is, if you could give your younger self advice, what would it be?
I was a very shy child growing up. I had a small circle of friends, and I totally remember that day when I froze in front of the school assembly when it was my turn to read out the news for the day. But if I had to give one piece of advice, then I would just like to say talk. Step out of your shell and talk. When you have the gift of sound, the gift of voice, then it only makes sense to really exercise it, to build new friendships, to speak up for what matters, and exercise it in the best way possible.
Right. I know it's so important because if you had not decided to talk, you wouldn't be with us today. And so we're very, very proud that you've not only decided to open your mouth, but open your mouth on behalf of all the people in your country that you get to represent, on behalf of your purpose, and on behalf of what you do.
I think so much beauty and sound, and I love immersing myself in this.
Yes, you know that's what I love as well, so I completely understand. Thank you. I probably would have given myself the same advice. I didn't actually get to find my voice until I was exposed to something like this world, and I assume a lot of you had the same experience, so that's something good to follow through.
Oh, Philippines, your story is so amazing. I know you said that you're a miracle baby. I was wondering if you could talk to us more about that.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Stephanie, and to the Miss World for this opportunity to talk about ourselves and about who we are. And most of my friends know that I consider myself as a miracle baby. And it all started with my mom. When she was about 18 years old, she got into this horrible accident. And she was in a cab where it was pushed by a bus back in my country. And she was in the operating table for the longest time. And she even died for a few minutes. And back then, the hospital care was not so good, but luckily, she was able to survive. She was revived, and the catch was, she was told that she would only live up until 30 years old, and that it would be impossible for her to get pregnant and to bear a child. But with God's grace, my mom got pregnant at 33 years old, 3 years after her supposed life expectancy, and I was also a premature baby. I was only 6 months, and luckily my lungs were already fully developed, and that is how I was able to survive. So basically, my life is just a living proof that miracles do happen. And I am here to commit myself to help people see the little miracles in their lives too, because if we learn to look closely, we would understand that life is beautiful. Despite all the challenges, we can move forward and we can have a bright tomorrow.
Well, we're so blessed that purpose is a real and very tangible thing, because if your mother hadn't continued to persevere, we wouldn't have you with us today. So thank you for that story, Philippines. And I just hope that that speaks to the rest of the world about the fact that, nothing can stand in the way of purpose. Philippines! Hello! My question is, if you woke up tomorrow and gained any ability, what would it be and why?
Well, Tony, I will go a little bit extreme with this one. By tomorrow, I would love to learn, understand, and be able to speak not just one more language, but all the languages all over the world.
Wow.
Being here in Miss World, I realized that while it is the language of love and kindness is universal to all of us, it would be a bit more amazing if we could really talk freely and really understand each other and not hold back because of cultural differences and language barriers. And I think that it also goes for the rest of the world.
Yes.
If every one of us really understood each other, if every one of us was able to really communicate with each other and say what we need, what we want, then we will definitely live in a world where no one is left behind. Everyone could speak up, everyone is heard, especially the underrepresented, the underprivileged. And again, we will all live in a world where negativity is nowhere to be found.
Exactly. Julia talks to us all the time about the importance of communication. And so I can only imagine what it would be like if we could all speak every single language. I love that. I might steal it.